So, you didn't quite catch that. Your next thing is the sound. You can tell a lot about the amount of spin on the ball by its sound. If you can listen here, okay, I'll try and spin it hard. I can't do those for you yet. Try and spin it hard. And now we'll do one of my favorite serves, dead ball. Exact same motion, but thumb. Okay, see, I get that ball up with the dead ball. That's what I want to hit. Spin. Here we go. Spin. Listen. Right? Dead ball. Thumb.
So is the only difference between those two serves that you hit it down here for the dead ball?
And I'm backing off a little bit too. Again, it's a little bit of fake out.
But the main difference is location of your contact point?
There are two things, okay? Two ways to do a dead ball. This is the hitting up here. Or also just a fake motion, a little grunt. Oh! There's a million.
So that's what you meant when you said sound, right?
Yes. But you can hear that. You can hear a dead ball if you're attentive to it. We'll try one more time. Spinning dead ball. Can you hear that difference? Trust me, there's a difference.
A thud.
Do it one more time. Listen
More of
to
a
the
thud, yeah.
and then the dead ball. Sort of. Okay? Still working. That's the third. The next one, now we're starting to get a little panicky, right? Because you have no idea what the serve is here. You can tell a lot of information also about, we all know, we're all at the level of playing where you know what spin does with the ball. It makes the ball curve, right? You can gain an awful lot of information also on how the ball is moving through the air after it's already left my racket. Let's say I hit those wonderful hidden serves, right? You had no idea what the movement was, the gross motion, or the contact point. You can still tell how the ball spins by how it's curving. Your top spin, it's curving down, right? Well, the big thing is the side spin, right? If I'm spinning, this, the classic pendulum serve, this one, you can see it's spinning this way, curving through the air towards Lee's backhand as a right-hander, curving towards his backhand. That is corroboration of that gross motion, right? That gross motion is going to hit and go that way. It's curving that way. That's what that spin is. Then you say, okay, I read the serve right. A really good Chris's reverse pendulum serves, they're effective because that quick deception in that contact, you don't know if it's gross motion that way, gross motion that way. So you can read that 100% if you're not exactly sure at the contact of how it's curving. This is his motion. Okay? So analyze that. Like if he contacts it here, spinning this way, it's going to hit Lee's racket and jump that way. It's curving that way. You say, I read that right. It's curving that way. You hit it there. And all that's superfluous. Reverse pendulum, contacting here, you see it's curving this way. It's going to hit Lee's racket and jump that way. It's curving that way. So the two curves are 100% corroboration on which direction the racket was moving at that moment of contact.
So isn't that the most important thing to read, really? Because then you can react. You can react.
Right, Lewis. It's corroboration. You're getting more and more confident on your serve. You can get all the information you need from that contact point, right? What's the direction of the racket at the microsecond of contact? But these million serves are really confusing, and there's different motions and different contacts and different deceptions. So it's corroboration. Similarly, not just the two side spins, but the backspin. You really can see heavy backspin because the ball acts like a golf shot. It floats up. Okay? Straight heavy backspin, the ball's rising like a golf shot. And you can see that. Those are the things you're, in this decision cascade, the five-fold path. What's the gross motion? What's the contact? What's the sound? And how is it curving through the air? There's all these subtle clues in sequence that how to return that serve. So we'll do that reverse pendulum. First contact, the straight pendulum, curve that way.
Yeah, to me, you
Try it again.
so normally when service, like you can do it on.
Aye!
They would give me that money, like
Hey.
you know, long shot. It's like, yeah, they're on the top of
Okay.
it. Normally, I don't tell them
You can see it's curving that way.
because it's too long.
And how do you correct for that as the return?
It gets a lot, but
Think of that contact here, right? That ball, the racket's going that way, spinning that way. He's gonna hit his racket, jump that way. Just don't let it. That's my serve. Make your correction, like that. That's what Lee does, see? He doesn't let the ball jump that way. Turns the face of his blade
And then because
and
before
goes
when I
forward. It's good. Watch one more time.
yeah.
See? See that the angle of his blade, pointing it that way. Don't even think of strokes. Just get your racket into the orientation to the return.
Not here, but
Similarly, that reverse contact there. He has to turn his blade the other direction. Don't let it jump towards you. Don't let it jump that way. That way, right? Don't let it jump that way. And then go straight forward. Okay. See how he can turn his blade and then straight forward. One more time. Watch this contact. The reverse pendulum is the same as this backhand serve. It's moving racket moving that way, curving that way. He's going to want to hit his racket and jump that way. Don't let it do it. Watch the angle of his blade. That's a perfect return. Turns it, doesn't let it jump that way. If he was serving at a knee, turn, straight forward. That's our fourth one. Now we're in real trouble because we're desperately trying to read this serve. What's the last thing just before it hits your racket? It's how it's jumping on the table. Those are getting to be really good serves, okay? But if Lee serves that pendulum serve at me, the racket's going that way, it's curving in this way. If I hit it, it's going to jump that way. The last thing is it's going to hit the table and jump to the side. Hit the table, jump to the side. That's the last clue that it's not just hooking in this way, but it's also, wait for it, top spin, side spin. This is a weird visualization, okay? This is a killer serve, the one that you guys, oh, I have no skill, I cannot return this serve at all. You touch it and it shoots up to the sky. That's that top spin, side spin serve. It's like top spin serve. And I'm really cranking on that as a top spin, side spin serve. It's not top spinning like this. It's not, it's not this serve, right? It's actually, think about it, it's a corkscrew. Okay? Heavy top spin, side spin serve. Coming in this way. Okay? That's a top spin serve. Think of what it's doing. Besides curving, it's going to hit the table and jump. These are the ones that are most baffling because you get your racket in the way, right there, hits the table, jumps over here, you whiff it entirely. You say, oh, I have no skill at all. I'm going to break my racket and go home. That's the last thing. Curve through the air and jump. Oh my gosh, I misread this serve. It's top spin, side spin. Get out, play that jump. There's a sixth one. Say, oh, that serve I missed so badly. I'm going to try and remember what that was next time he serves it. But then you've already missed the serve. But those are the 5 things, okay? So does that make sense? You have about a quarter second to make those 5 really difficult decisions in that order. Gross motion. Contact point. Sound. How it's curving. I got it. How it's curving. Curving that way. Curving that way. And the last is the jump. How it's jumping on the table. Chris's reverse pendulum serves. They'll it'll jump that way. So those are what you're looking for. That's it, simple.
So everything else you've kind of described what the antidote is, but what do you do when it jumps sideways? How do you react to that?
Or mean for that top
When you
side?
once you figure out at that last 5th signpost, shit, it was top spin side spin after all. Oh no! Now what do I do?
You still use the same formula for returning it. Okay, that last decision, top spin, side spin. let's imagine Lee served that to me. It's coming in this way. The racket moved that way. It's hooking in this way. It's some kind of side spin. That kind of side spin. It's a straight pendulum serve. So forget about all that other stuff. I can get my racket into that orientation return. It's going to hit and jump. So I change the orientation of my racket by hook or by crook, whatever it takes. You know? Whatever it takes to get your racket.
Did you treat that bounce the same as you do a curve? That's what I'm asking you. Is that like
Yeah.
bounce? Okay. I thought you were saying.
You have to listen to this whole spiel through my head in the tenth of a second between the bounce and you hitting the racket. That corkscrew spin, that top spin, side spin, it's the same concept, right? It's going to hit and jump that way, but with this top spin, you also have to correct for the top spin. So imagine it's coming in this way. Get racket turn, go forward. That's all it is. So jumps over here. That's what you do. Orientate the blade. Go where you want to go.
So it's not really corkscrewing like sideways. It's kind of diagonally corkscrewing typically, right?
A million different serves, but it actually.
Because if it's really corkscrewing, then it shouldn't jump to the side upon contact to your racket, right?
Okay.
I'm just,
Bob asks a really good question in that this is the insane level of serves and serving. When you're really getting massive torque spin on ridiculous corkscrew kind of thing, Bob asked for it.
Sorry. I withdraw.
Imagine that ball corkscrewing like this, right? I'm going to push it back. What's going to happen? Jumps that way. Okay. Now it's coming this way. I want to top spin it back. It jumps that way. Bob had to ask, right?
I'm glad I asked.
So depending on how you return it, it's going to jump different ways. Kind of makes sense because honestly, if Lee is serving that top spin, side spin at me, looking here, hits the table, jumps, the correct thing to do is top spin. You don't want to be chopping it back here. You're in serious trouble. I mean, that's your emergency. It's, oh my gosh, I have no freaking idea what this is. I'm just going to try and chip it onto the table. Then back here, after the oh my gosh point, blade angle is this way. Here. If it's top spin, and you actually want to play it correctly so he doesn't blast the next one, turn it this way, top spin. That's the correct return. That's a strong return. The panic return is over here. That's it. Who wants to return some serves? Sure, let's do it. Okay. He actually has really good technique on these serve returns, okay? So, key thing here is you try and watch my contact point and watch the orientation of Lee's blade upon contact. Straight underneath. That's a really nice return. Return with your backhand. Okay. I'm trying to serve these into his backhand because it's much more awkward to return these serves into his backhand. But still, okay, this is a serve I'm going to do. Put your racket into its orientation, return that serve on your backhand. Yes, exactly. See how awkward that is? That's the correct way to do it though. That's why I'm serving into his backhand. Perfect return. Really, that's a perfect technique return. So you get an awkward angle like that. It's as the ball's hooking away, it actually barely clears your knuckles. There's a tiny little window there. Watch it again. Again. You do it. Very awkward position like that. You can go straight forward. Perfect technique.
So Tom, am I correct in thinking that it's like a reciprocal motion on the
That's very good.
racket?
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah. One person described it as think of where I'm hitting on the ball. If I'm hitting on that side of the ball, you want to hit on that side of the ball too.
Yeah.
But the key
But
thing
the
is
opposite, kind of mirror opposite.
right. But don't slash sideways. Turn the blade, go forward. Turn the blade, go forward. There's no big strokes. If you're crushing it, it's a different story. But get into position, your racket into position, go where you want to hit the ball. Watch again. The three serves. Nice return. See that? Just like that. And then the top serve. Ooh. Perfect return. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See what he did there? The awkward angle, right? and then on top of the ball, forward. Perfect technique. Same three concepts this way. Underneath it. See that? See the angle on Lee's racket? See that? He doesn't let the ball jump right into your lap by turning his blade and going straight forward. And do that one more time. That's perfect technique on this serve. See, he's not just going straight. Turning his blade. Perfect return. And the top. Oh, whoops. Yes, get on top of that a little bit. Nice. That's it. Simple, right? I can't stress enough. It's really frustrating returning serves, particularly if someone has really good serves. But if you work really hard, you can read any serve and use that sequence. It really helps a lot once you're getting that gross action. Where's it going? That tells you a lot. Then you're already saying, okay, I kind of know that serve.
What's the one that Craig does? He's got a really good serve.
Don't know. Craig Madsen?
Yeah,
I don't know the serve.
I can't return it at all.
Okay, come on. Yes. Yeah.
So if you have no idea what the ball, you say I would return it just to get on the table.
Or at least maximize the probability that we'll get onto the table.
I kind of hinted at that when, that after the fifth one and it's jumped and it's way down here. There is something to be said for waiting, because the 40 millimeter ball of spin does die down the longer you wait. So you can let it come down, get it on the table. Big believer in getting the ball on the table. You don't have to make a great return so much as a return. It's way too easy for your opponent if you just miss the serves, Get it back no matter what. And that can be serve ball, serve anything. Wow, I didn't need that. Get it over. Just get it on. Let it drop. Get it on. Give it some arc, and go for the dead center of the racket of the table. What the heck was that? Just get it on. Because then he's got to take a shot, and you can get it back. Don't necessarily have to go for the perfect return.
So you really can address I guess the more like at the height, somewhere in the flight,
Dave, you have good serve. Could you help me out? What Lee was doing on the contact point is actually really good. Okay, you really want to get it right on top of the table as it's bouncing. That makes for a stronger return. But what I'm going to do is,
also my point is that when I'm having trouble with a player,
yeah,
back up,
Yeah, so then
that gives me milliseconds more to, not getting at that point that my read.
right.
I can get a little bit more time, and then I also sometimes deaden my grip,
Okay,
and things like that.
sure.
So that-
Absorb some of it.
Yeah, to absorb some of the skin, and then some of those things work.
Yeah. Well, and you are you're a rallier, right? So it's with your style, you can let it come back, right?
Yeah.
And let the spin die down. Have a little more time to return.
This is my top spin.
Yeah. That's good spin. I can play a safe return, a little off from the table, let it come down.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like-
Now and then, Dave has to make his next shot, which is okay. Then I can, I'm in the rally at least. But what I'm looking for is good serve. is I want to catch right at the bottom. That's really good top.
That's just the same thing, the
Yeah.
opposite.
See that goofy angle that I'm doing my racket at though? I'm preventing that ball from jumping that way by turning my racket. That ball
So
goes
it's correct.
in the top spin there. Watch Dave serve here. This is a top spin, side spin. This is a top spin, side spin, pendulum serve.
And I'm slowing it down.
Yeah, and he's serving with my forehand. See the rest of my racket angle? That's how I'm touching that ball.
Alright, this is,
Yeah. And you have to trust your read. Trust the read of the spin. to get into that awkward position and return it. Dave's got really good spinny serves. Give me a backspin. Same orientation there, but underneath. And now the top spin. A better one for Dave is to be serving that into my back end. We were talking earlier, that really awkward racket angle. It's the same serve, it's just serve over here. Good serve. If that's the backhand return of that pendulum serve. It's really awkward. But you have to trust the read, trust the spin, or you get it back. See how my racket's going straight forward? And you see, I'm not talking about an actual stroke on returning serves. It's just you get the blade by hook or by crook into the right angle. You get it back there. Yeah. The idea too of this adjusting the angle and going straight forward is it gives heavy spin back to your opponent. So the spinnier your opponent serves the ball, the nastier the spin they get back. That's the angle.
So it's more than just a defensive return.
Right. It's an aggressive return because then I want to be getting ready for my next ball. That's the one that's hardest to do, is with your backhand. Pendulum style serves into your backhand. It's that weird angle there. You say, I can't really be doing this return this serve. Straight backspin. Straight backspin. Here, that's my straight back.